didn't even.
Ah.
It. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's startling, isn't it?
It worked now.
Okay,
Yep.
for context, Erin here is rolling
context.
many dice on D&D Beyond.
Oh,
What dice are you rolling? Which D&D Beyond
Those
dice?
are the fuzzy dice, I believe,
Here.
right?
The fuzzy dice, okay.
No,
I have
no,
the
it's
gross
the-
Oh,
blood,
the treasure hoard one.
blood
No, I
dice.
changed to the treasure hoard. I'll send you guys the photo.
It's so loud.
Oh boy. Well, everyone, welcome to session 8. We're only 8 sessions in. Look how much has happened.
I mean, not that much.
I mean,
Enough.
I mean,
enough has happened. That is probably the correct thing to say. But yeah. I mean, I'm fine to just get straight into it if you guys are fine to get straight into it.
Oh.
I'm more than fine.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case... Okay, so last session, we had Kaya, who was just working a lot of magic on some spells, ended up getting 2 original spells figured out, one with the help of Al Terrace. Meanwhile, Boone adventured into the dark to get more information about the dealings of Frask. After paying a woman a handsome amount of money, she gave him the location of where she saw some dealings, and he eventually found their hideout, and also them in a tavern that let signage. After a while, he decided that he's probably shouldn't go any further just because it would be a bit of a risk. Well, he has people who he can get help from. Then over the next couple of days, both Boone and Kaya noticed the dynamics between Annie and Mo and set up a date for them. During the date, Annie was knighted by Nakari, and they shared a kiss as the night came to an end. And yeah, at the end of last session, both Boone and Kaya decided that they were prepared to go and have a look at the Bradley body, which Boone had mentioned previously. And yeah, that's kind of where we left off. And I feel like that was like in the morning, I think. So, probably around midday right now. In the sky, donut.
The donut of the sky.
Yeah. You guys can do as you wish.
Alright, so. Are we doing this today or tomorrow? Or tonight?
I'm free whenever, so just let me know when and we can go ahead and do it.
Well, I figure tonight we'll have the least security.
Sounds good to me.
Should we let the girls know what we're doing or just go for it?
We should let them know we're at least down in the dim. I'm assuming that's where this is.
DM, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That way, like, if anything does go a little awry, we can let them know.
Alright. Do you know what they're gonna be up to?
I don't know, probably kissing or something. But that's just my guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it sounds like them. 2 little lovebirds nogging in the corner.
Especially after what we pulled yesterday.
Oh, I guess we'll go to find the other 2.
What are you two up to?
We're making out in the corner. No, I don't
Last I have, we were playing foosball.
Yeah, you're just playing foosball. Your brother was
Yeah.
also in there just reading a book, like, in that little, like, rec room. So yeah, you could probably find them in
still
there.
do that,
Yeah,
yeah.
unless they've moved. So, yeah. You see them probably not as so much like one behind the other now that brother's there, you know.
Oh yeah,
But
Nakari
other
moved to
sides,
the other side as
yeah,
soon. Yeah.
playing against each other.
Who's winning?
Who is winning? What do you think you like at foosball? What do you think your skills are like?
I feel like there's definitely been like a foosball table around the Underdome before, so that's why she's been like so on foosball. So
Okay.
See an Underdome foosball championship.
Kari's the champion of that too.
yeah,
Yeah, probably.
but I'll
Kari's pulling a
definitely,
little bit ahead. Yeah.
I'll definitely
But-
play a little later.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go easy on me.
Said I was doing that.
Yeah, and you see the lads enter.
Oh, hey guys.
Hello.
Morning.
See you enjoying yourselves.
Foosball, we should play. Come on, let's play. I love foosball.
Kai, you're on my team. I'll drag Kai over to my side of the table.
Stand a head shorter than the table itself.
Oh, damn it. I'll,
Pull
like,
over a
drag you
chair.
around.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly.
So you move them like this if you haven't played, and you want to get the ball into the other team's goal.
Why are we using little men and not like our hands?
Well, because then, I mean, you can put your hand in there. It hurts a lot. Don't ask me why I know that. But yeah, so you twist it around, and then the little men will hit it, and it'll go into the goal if you hit it right.
Seems simple enough.
Alright, guys, if you're playing a game, I'll make you make sleight of hand checks to see who
The
does
one dex
better.
ability I'm not great at.
Fortunate, isn't it?
You guys aren't
14.
ready.
15.
18.
3.
Okay.
Kaya!
I
When do I
feel
tell you I've
like-
never played this before?
It's okay, you can pick it up fast. You're smart.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Arnie's been really good at it so far.
Mhm.
Obviously, yeah.
I do think that, Annie kind of, takes a bit of a lead with the,
Yours.
teaching that Inakari has given her. But nonetheless, it doesn't match the other two, unfortunately, as they succeed and win.
Good game.
Was
Okay,
I?
Nothing.
Mhm.
Everything is fine.
I mean, yeah, I guess everything is fine. Stuff
Well,
going on right now.
You can't be blamed too much. You did go up against the luckiest man in the world.
Foosball champion, they called me.
Who's they?
Like they,
Ah, the royal they.
the royal they, but not in. Well, that's gonna get too complicated.
Well, we were mainly stopping by to say that we were going to be in the dim this evening. Have a bit of a job to do. I've conscripted Kaya.
Oh, well, have fun.
Be
Will
safe.
do. You need anything done
Will.
down there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm all set.
What were you saying, Kaya?
I was just, yeah, I'm along for the ride. Something like that.
Well, if you need us, you can always just send us a message, right?
Yeah, we're around.
Soon I don't spell myself out.
That's why he's bringing me along.
Good idea.
Do you know how to send, Kaya?
Yes, I've been doing it many times now. I believe I've sent to you before too.
Oh, is that what that was?
Oh,
Makes sense.
yeah. You'll figure it out soon enough.
Not really my cup of tea. I'm more of the disable and otherwise ensnare.
I can do that too, so
Yeah, well,
it'll
I can do-
it'll be
I
a
can do
great
it better,
time.
so, yeah.
We'll have to see about that one.
Anyway, we should be back tonight. If we're not, something probably went wrong.
Right. Well, before something goes wrong,
Yeah.
send us a message.
Yeah.
And we'll get down there as fast as we can.
What are you two gonna be up to?
Hmm.
I don't know. don't think we had any particular plans. No?
Nothing, no, unless I'm here to help if anyone needs help. I do have a few questions for Alteris, but I'll save those for later.
We shall have time to meet with you today.
No, we'll see. Nothing too important. I'm just curious about something.
What are you curious about? You want to share with the party?
Well, I mean, her and what? I can't remember her name now.
Katya.
Yeah, they've been. I'm just curious what they're up to.
You can't just ask if they're
Well, I'm
sleeping
not just
together.
gonna ask, but I mean, if I go knock on the door and they're kind of hanging around late at night, I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, wrong door." I'm just curious, like you bringing someone breakfast
I'm wondering if you
every
should
day?
just ask at that point.
We'll
Truly,
see.
like, okay.
I mean, I'm just
I'd love to
curious.
hear what you can find.
Oh yes.
Okay. If that's the case, then eventually you guys go your separate ways. And again, are you waiting to leave until tonight, or are you gonna leave now and then wait until later to actually?
I mean, doesn't make a whole lot of difference either way. We could leave now and case the joint until it hits nightfall.
I'm okay
That's
with
up to
that.
you two.
I just need to bring some snacks along.
Well, I mean, we could stop by the cafe first. Bit of a while till sundown anyway.
Sounds good to me. I could go for some coffee too if we're going to be staying up late.
All right, cafe, then body robbing.
Yeah.
A perfect
Nice.
date.
Question:
Perfect.
Are we taking the body or just examining it?
Well, examine first, and then if something seems off and or we need more time to examine, then we steal the body.
Okay.
That's like a worst case scenario, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
Through the
So yeah, you go to the cafe, and I said, for like maybe a lunch and some for drink, you can 2 copper each. Nothing
Some
too much.
scones.
Some scones. Yeah. You mean scones? I'm gonna have
Not
that
some
argument.
scones.
Okay. And yeah, take your time there. Unless you want to do anything else, you can eventually head to where you would know the body to be held. It is a kind of like a morgue of sorts. And there does seem to be kind of like, and I feel like you would know this just from your time down here, but there's like a guard that's always posted at the front door. And inside you could probably assume there's some more, but
Understood.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah, I guess we'll wait till nightfall. I assume security will probably get a lot lighter around then.
yeah, defo. Like when they start to kind of like shut up shop for the night, the guard on the door eventually leaves. Again, because of your like knowledge of situations like this, you could probably assume that someone's maybe like on night watch inside. But it's probably like 1 or 2 people at most.
Alright, now, I'm gonna put down a no-killing rule before we go in.
Okay. I feel like I can easily abide by that.
I mean, I was just letting you know, knocking out is allowed, no killing.
I've never. Okay. Maybe this isn't great, but I've never just knocked someone out.
You mean you always go for the kill?
I don't think I've ever killed anyone either.
I think, isn't that demonstrably false? Didn't we kill the guy that was full of the fresk?
Who did we kill? Well, I didn't kill him, but
Are you sure? I feel like you might have been the final blow.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember it, so it didn't happen. But
Healthy.
okay, we'll just go for it.
Alright, I figure we'll go around back, I'll pick the lock, we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
That's good. 1 second.
Are you doing anything before you approach the building? That's what I need to know.
I mean,
Yes.
ooh,
You go
what you do?
first.
Oh, I
I
was
need
gonna
to.
cast Pass Without Trace.
Nice.
That
That's the main
works as
reason I was
well.
asking, to be fair, because I knew you want to do it.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But that is
Is
one
it-
of my 2 second level spells, so opening strong.
Where is it? Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure I did. Do I? Yeah, I have it prepared. I'm gonna cast Gift of Alacrity on Boone.
Okay, what does that do
What does
again?
that
Just
do?
remind me.
So you can add a D8 to your initiative on
Okay.
top of everything else.
How long does that
Oh
last for?
boy.
8 hours.
Nice.
Damn, okay.
Okay. Yeah, eventually you make your way to the back of the building, which you've now scoped out by this point. You know probably all of the entrances, exits, windows, and there seems to be this one at the back, one at the front, and then one kind of like side door that doesn't really seem to have anyone going in or out of. So yeah. And yeah, if you want to start picking it, gonna have to roll me a check, and I want you to roll stealth as well while you're doing it.
Alright, so me and Kaya both rolling stealth?
I'd say right now just you, because you're the one like lockpicking.
Okay.
It's trying to keep that quiet, you know.
Yeah.
I definitely just like standing at the side with his arms by his side, not knowing what to do.
24 on the stealth.
Okay.
And then on the lockpick, ooh, that's better. That's 20 even.
Yeah, you pick it with ease. It doesn't seem to be that complicated, to be fair. And eventually the door opens. You make no noise that you can really, apart from the tiniest little like, almost like dropping a pin.
Mhm.
Very very clean. Opening of this door, and it is dark inside. There is no lights currently on from where you are exactly. So
I've got dark vision.
Mhm.
Does Kaya?
I think it does.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But just so you know.
As I open the door, I'm just gonna like stick my big ear in, see if I can hear like conversation, anyone mucking about.
Okay, make a perception check for me then.
16 plus 6. That'll be 22.
22. Okay. You do hear snoring from around the corner.
I'll do intricate hand signals to imply that someone is sleeping nearby and to be quiet.
I want to see these hand signals now.
Okay.
Nice.
I guess we'll head in.
Okay, you head
Get a lay
in,
of the
okay.
land.
Alright, just both of you make a stealth check as you're making your way in. Question, while you're doing this, do you think
Yes.
Boone has been in here before?
I mean,
'Cause
maybe
I feel
once or
like it's...
twice.
Okay, so you know a general layout then.
Yeah, I'd probably still need to
Okay.
find a map to get my bearings, but
Mm-hmm. Especially coming in through the back entrance and not the front and all that
yeah.
jazz. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a pretty low roll. Thank goodness for Pass Without Trace. That puts me at with Pass Without Trace. That puts me at 20 even.
Okay, what...
I rolled a
20
3.
even with pass without a trace.
Okay, nice. So yeah, what is your plan? You kind of have you have the corner to go around where you could hear the snoring from. You could also go straight ahead down this small corridor that has a couple of doors and then a door at the end. But the only time seems to be left.
Where do you
Oh,
think the body would be?
I assume in the mortuary. Is there like, can I find a map anywhere, like a directory?
There doesn't seem to be anything in close proximity right now. Again, it is
Well
kind of the
then-
back entrance, so like,
Yeah, I assume the snoring is probably a security office, so I'd say head further in.
down the corridor instead.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you notice is when you're walking down this corridor that these are kind of like little offices. There's like 3 offices. And these kind of seem to be people who just work here, look after the bodies, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, they do have locks on the doors from what you can tell. Um, but hey, if you want to go into any of them, feel free.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there's any way to narrow down the rooms without just checking all of them. Hmm.
Isn't really my expertise, so
These
Uh,
feel like more offices than actual like a place to find a body. You know what I mean? Like this is where
Yeah.
they would probably keep their sensitive information. So
Do you know the spell locate object?
I do, and I do have it prepared.
I mean, you could locate like a gurney or anything that would hold a body or body itself. I think corpses are technically objects.
Um, okay. I will cast locate object on a gurney.
okay. You get a general presence of it. So if you was to go towards where the snoring was, and probably down that corridor a bit further, you'd probably find a room that has one of those in. So
Lead the way.
I will lead the way to where I'm getting the sense of it.
yeah. And you do pass the security office. As you do, inside there is a sleeping guy, who probably isn't doing his job properly since you guys are in here. And he doesn't seem to be phased by any of the movement that you guys are making. He seems to be a heavy sleeper. Your guys was let's check something. What's your guys' passive perception?
16.
Nice. So as you're making your way down this corridor, you do hear like some footsteps. Because as you get to the end of this corridor, it kind of becomes like, do you know, like kind of like a T-junction? So there's like a corridor at either side at the end. And it seems to be coming from the right side. But the door directly ahead of you would enter into what you could believe is a room with said gurney in it. So
Footsteps coming towards us, or are they moving away?
I'd say they're moving away for the time being.
Boone, can you check if the door's unlocked?
I'll peer around the corner first to make sure no one's in like direct line of sight.
You cannot see anyone, and it kind of, you see that the corridor kind of turns again.
Alright, I will stealth roll across the corridor to the door.
Okay, both of you roll stealth for me again. And this can work.
That'll be better than a 3.
Yeah, that's like just
25.
because there's no person to be cautious.
Okay, it wasn't better than a 3, it was a 2, so 19.
Still works. So yeah, you both stealthily make your way to this door. If you go to open it, it is open. Doesn't seem to have a like lock behind this door.
Okay. I'll wave Kaya in.
Go in.
And I'm assuming you shut the door behind you once you.
Yeah, I will shut and lock
there.
it behind us.
Okay, it's kind of like, do you know, like one of those flick locks? Do you know, that you can only really do it from when you're inside. And yeah, what you can kind of see is, you know, I'm trying to explain it. You know where you get like that big almost, I was gonna call it a body shelving unit. But you know what I mean, like the metal thing where you pull out the drawers, like
Yes.
it's basically that, like, and they all seem to have like little pegs.
Alright, is there like a desk anywhere in the room?
Not in here, no. There's a few tables, like, you know, but there's nothing desky.
We just start looking at the tags. Do you know the name?
I mean, yeah, Bradley.
Bradley? Okay, I'll start looking.
Yeah, we'll both start going through the tags.
Okay. Yeah, make investigation checks for me. Or perception. I think either or would work, but I think you both got a higher investigation.
Yeah.
The 21.
Okay, show off.
I have advantage, so.
I don't even want to say mine now.
Well, go on, tell me.
It's 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, so Kaya, you don't find anyone that says Bradley. However, Boone, you see one that says B. McKinley.
Okay. I will swipe that tag, put it in my pocket, and open the shelving unit.
Okay. And you know, that is a body in here.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Would you believe it?
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So, how about you describe what you think this body, like, how this body looks like, you know, from what you know.
Yeah. From what I know of him, he is a half orc. Uh, sort of a sandy brown hair. Um, olive skin, I think, was the description I was given. Solid build, more lithe than muscular. And
Yeah.
I suppose decomposing.
Okay. So do you want to just get straight into looking at it?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
okay. And I'm assuming you're doing it as well, Kaya. Take a look. Okay, both of you make investigation checks with me then.
show off. Hey, that's gonna be better than him. It's gotta be 27.
24.
So surprisingly, actually, this body seems to be in a better state than you would expect it. Because we agreed that it was about 4
It's been like,
weeks, right?
yeah, 4
It's
weeks.
about a month. Um, so it seems like it's in a better state than you would have expected it to be than with the time that's passed. And as you keep looking, you notice there is no fresque on this body at all.
Yeah, that's something.
And eventually, I feel like Boone, you're probably the one who picks it up quickest because you rolled higher. But you see a small stitch on the navel, and if you pulled it, it kind of opens up a bit.
Oh man.
And you start to
How-
notice that like the skin, it feels weird. This is not a real body.
What?
This
What the
is
heck?
some kind of fake replica of this body, and it's stuffed. I pulled the Stranger Things besties.
Like Build-A-Bear.
Wilted body.
Okay, Kaya, you see Boone take a step back and attempt to process what he is seeing.
Like Kaya catch on too?
Yeah, I feel like you both catch on, but Boone's the first one to kind of, you know, find this.
I'm assuming this isn't the body that we're looking for, is it?
No, it's not a fucking stuffed animal.
Okay.
And it literally
Is it-
looks like what you know this Bradley
Yeah.
body to look like. So like it's just very weird.
Okay.
It's wrong.
Well, yeah, obviously, like putting a fake body isn't, I'm assuming, legal, but also what we are doing isn't either. But we walked past some offices. Do you think one of them maybe has some information on it?
Amazing. Can I look around the room that we're in currently for any files or clipboards or notes?
There isn't any in here. You could assume that most of it, if it did, got cleaned up before people left.
Oh God. Okay, Boone's just gonna hop up on the like sliding thing and start digging around, see if we can find anything other than fluff inside.
But you know what? Fair enough. Make an investigation check for me.
I'm checking like mouth, eyes,
Mhm.
anything. It's an
If it's a
18
fake
stuff.
body, can Kaya help him?
Yeah, sure.
I'll give
I
you
got a 20.
advantage.
I mean, I'll take it. I rolled an 18 though, so
There's
I would
also
be-
something else
Oh,
you
that's a
can help
natural
him
20.
with, Kaya. Just saying. Natural
I know.
20?
I'm letting him have his
Yeah, okay.
fun.
So that's a 28.
Yeah, it's just stuffed.
I think you notice Boone getting progressively angrier and just sort of tearing into this thing.
Okay. So we don't want people to think that we were here. So why don't you take a step down? Take a breather.
Hop down, turn away, like you see his big rabbit foot tapping on the floor.
I'm gonna cast time test on it at a 3rd
Mhm.
level.
Okay.
So I want to find okay.
What do you want to know?
I want to know. I'm looking. The person who put it here. And
Okay.
I want to know the
You'd know
last
two,
person who
right?
interacted with it.
Okay. So you can't know the person who put it here, it's just the last person who interacted with it, I'm pretty sure we agreed on.
I thought those were two different things, but that's okay.
Yeah, I
Last
mean,
person who
technically, because obviously you won't be able to tell the difference in a way, it's weird. Like,
Yeah.
but so what I remember, that the three things that I definitely remember that you said was the length of time that it's been there, when it was created, and the last person to have
I'll
interacted
do
with it.
last person to interact and when it was created then.
Okay. So last person to touch it, you don't know who, but it's a male humanoid. And it was created just over 3 weeks ago.
I will relay this to Boone.
Alright.
I'm sorry I can't give much more than that, but so the body is probably 3 weeks gone or something like that.
Yeah, but why? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why are we looking for this body? What happened?
Well, obviously he fucking died.
Well, why are you looking for him? There has to
I
be
have
something
a
else to
vested
it.
interest.
Would you like to share that? And maybe I could help you figure things out.
He was a friend.
Do you know how he died?
Suddenly.
Anything more than that? Just like spontaneous combustion, heart attack?
No, as in 1 minute he was alive, the next he was fucking dead.
Okay, maybe we could find records of it. Or something. Maybe where they took the actual body.
I mean, the only other thing I know is what I got from Hopkinson. I know that there was a man standing over him when he died, and that man wasn't actually a man but a thing, whatever that means.
A thing.
Thing. I'm trying to figure out what that means.
Okay. My only other idea, like I said, is to check the records. Maybe somewhere they have what they did with the body. It's probably going to be hidden, but
I don't know how we do that without going through every office in this place.
do we have time to do that?
Well, how much you want to push your luck?
What time is it now, roughly?
I'd say it's like 9 p.m.
As long as I have a few spells under my belt, I feel comfortable in my abilities.
Alright, let's go office hopping then.
As you go to open the door, I'm assuming you kind of slide the thing back. You don't just leave it there.
Right?
Go on.
Keep an ear out to like make sure there aren't footsteps in the hallway before we open the
I
door.
was gonna say, as you're about to open the door, you do kind of see like a flash of light, just as you open it, a little bit. Not enough for like them to notice you by any means, but just to see. And you do hear the footsteps kind of coming back down, almost like it's got like a little flashlight, walking back and forth through the halls.
Do you know? Okay. Do you know where the most important office is? Where like the goods would be hidden?
The only guess I could make. Well, would I know, DM, like where like head office would be?
I mean, the coroner's office would probably
Oh, that would make. Would I know where
the
that
biggest
is?
chance. It's probably, well, you know, it's probably one of those three offices in the back, because you know for a fact that none of the offices of anyone important is in the front, if that makes sense, of the building.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's one of those three in the back. My best guess would be closest to the security in case something went wrong. But since we're gonna be close to security, that means higher chance of getting caught. Um,
What do we have to lose?
you want to throw on some disguises before we start risking it?
Sure. Sounds like fun to me.
All right, I'll cast disguise self. Look like a little goblin.
I
okay.
cast disguise self to look like the security guard.
The one
The
who's
sleeping
sleeping.
one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And yeah, eventually you kind of hear the footsteps going away again, back the way they came from. Again, he just seems like he's patrolling the place. Nothing. He doesn't seem to be looking for you or anything, you know. So you can presume it's safe to exit, and I'm assuming you're just heading straight to the offices again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The guy's still asleep, so you know. But I will still make you roll a stealth check just because you know it's been a bit of time. Gotta keep
Yeesh.
you on your
I
feet.
cannot get a break with these stealth rolls. It's a 22.
I'm gonna use my chronal shift
Okay.
because I rolled a natural 2.
We're doing
Okay.
terribly.
That's a 27.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you get back to the back without any issues. So which one are you going for? Which office?
Do you want to
Sorry.
unlock 2 of them and then we can just both look in them?
Sure, that works. So I'll just go about opening the two closest to the security office.
Okay. So the first one, if you want to roll for me, your unlocking abilities. I'll just say
That's
the
gonna
stealth
be
carries over. So.
all right. 18 for the first one.
Okay. Yep. Unlocks.
Then for the second one, oh, even better. That's a number higher than 18.
Yep. Both of them unlock then.
Yeah, 24.
So.
All right, take your
research
pick.
and what?
I'll go for the not closer one.
Okay, the one in between all of them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
door 2.
The number 2. And assume you one. Okay. I mean, both of you can make investigation checks for me if you want to take a look, see around. Are we
You like
looking for
making me
anything?
roll.
I do like making you roll. But you like pushing your luck sometimes, so I mean,
Yeah.
you are a lucky lad, but
I am the luckiest lad actually, because that's a 23 for investigation.
13.
okay, what exactly are we keeping an eye out for specifically, would you say?
Corner reports probably.
Yeah, any mention of the name, you know,
Yeah.
any
B.
files with
Bradley
that.
or McKinley.
I will say in yours, Boone, you do find a kind of like small file on Brother McKinley, and it basically just gives you, you know, information that you probably already know about, like, you know, time of death, stuff like that. And then you turn over the page, and it has just a load of redacted information. Just black lines.
I'll take that with me in case I can get something out of it.
But you can't get anything that you don't already know out of it.
I'll bring it with me anyway. At least I don't even know how it. Yeah, I'll just take the whole file. Fuck it. Well, anything else in here of interest? I guess I'll go through the desk, see if there are any hidden notes, notebooks.
Okay, yeah. What did you roll for your investigation?
23.
23. I don't think you find anything that gives you any valuable information right now. But you do find like a little notebook that one of them has that just, you know, seems to just log like what they've done each day. You do, however, notice that in that log, the day that Kai would have mentioned that the thing was created,
Mm-hmm.
there's no entry.
Noted. All right, I guess I'll go over to Kai and tell him that I found something, if barely anything.
Um, I we can just we can. I don't really have anything that can help with that, but
Oh, then I guess it's a
it'd be good to
crapshoot.
have. Might as well take it.
Yeah, I'll keep it on me. You find anything?
Did I find anything?
Nah,
Okay.
nothing
While we're here,
worth it.
do you want to check the third office just in case, or?
Well, no, we've already committed plenty of crimes. What's one more?
Okay,
I'll go ahead and.
go unpick that lock.
Ooh, that's a 2.
Going
Uh,
up fifth.
ooh, hey, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
So
Easy peasy
27.
unlocking. The door unlocks like all the others. You kind of got a kind of feel for it now because all of the locks are the same basically. And yeah, you can enter. I will say you probably don't have to make a check. You don't find any valuable knowledge to do with what you're looking for.
Anything related to Fresk?
Ooh, yeah. Any
Hmm.
bodies
You
that
know
like
what?
died of a
That's
silvery
Fresk
a good thing.
deaths?
You've if you like took a little bit of time just to look through a few of like the cases and stuff like that, you'd find a few mentioning, maybe not Fresk by name, but the description of what you know to be Fresk. Like saying, "Oh, this was ingested," or like, "We found trace of this on their clothes," or like, or
Can
"We
I take
believe
some of
that they took
those?
this." Yeah, you could.
Like ones that detail like the effects on the body, like oh, this is what their body looked like,
Okay,
like
and I'll
physical
message you.
descriptions of.
I'll message you some stuff while you
Okay,
do whatever.
just gonna pocket those. Sorry, we couldn't find any more information.
Yeah, me too.
Is that all we needed from here then?
Yeah, let's bounce.
Sounds good.
So yeah, make one more stealth check for me for fun.
You just want to make me roll dice.
Yeah, I do. I like making people roll dice.
Oh, yeah, I
19.
found 27.
Yeah, you get out easy peasy, without any issues. Congratulations.
Yeah, there's nothing to congratulate here.
So yeah, what's the plan once you leave then?
What? Is there anything else you need to do, or should we head back? I still have a few spells left, but
No, you can head back. I think I'm gonna take a walk about.
okay. Are you sure? Do you not need company?
I need to sort through some things.
Okay. I guess I will start heading back. But Piero is definitely following Boone.
Makes stealth check for Pyrrha then, if you know.
Oh, that rolled off my desk. Dell. 13.
I mean, Boone's not looking, so.
Okay, yeah. So, what do you say you rolled again? Sorry, you rolled a
13.
13. I mean, what's Boone's passive? 16.
Yeah,
You probably noticed a little bad in the corner of your eye.
that's fine for now. First things first, gonna go see Dinah.
Yeah.
Give her the skinny.
Yeah, she'll probably be at home with her dad, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I just show up on the front doorstep, all broody and dejected.
And I feel like she would probably answer the door. She's probably like maybe only just gotten home from work like within the past half an hour, so she's like half out of her uniform. Like, are you okay?
Yeah, I did some crime. Can I come in?
Yeah, come on. And she opens the door with her for you to come on in.
And as a show of faith, Boone will like wait and gesture for Piero to come sit on his shoulder.
I'm assuming Pierre does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really have much control because I'm assuming Kaya is still walking away, but I would instruct Piro just to tag along with Boone.
Okay.
And I
So
will
yeah,
just
Pierre sits on your shoulder.
inform them of everything I just learned.
Okay. And Tarek's like, so that's why they didn't want me to see it, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, but why? Why go to the trouble?
I mean, it wouldn't be surprised me if that fucking Samuel guy, the new guy, if he had something to do with it, right? Asshole.
Yeah, he's a dick and all, but why would he care about a 4-week-old body? What would be the stake? What would be the point?
I mean, you saying about how you think Frask may have been involved. I mean, what
I
if
mean,
he's trying to cover that up?
it was a crapshoot at best, but maybe. But I mean, there were other bodies there that had signs of Fresk, so I don't know why this one would be any different. Just
I mean,
something's not lining up. We're missing something.
it sure sounds like it. I mean, you've got nothing else at all. This is just.
No, I've got a body that's not a body, a man that's not a man, and a dead body nowhere to be found. For the first time in my career, I've got no idea where to look next.
Well, that says a lot.
Yes, it does.
Maybe we should. I mean, I could always ask around.
After what happened to Pops, I don't want you getting in trouble.
And you could tell that Tarek was about to say something, but then you beat him to it. So, and-
Nah,
yeah.
I guess I'll just let it breathe for a little while. I'll come back if anything else changes.
I mean, I'm sure you'll find something.
Yeah. Hop up, like, hug her leg, I guess, and then head out.
Okay.
Give Tarek a nod on the way out. I'll head back to the donut.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm assuming Kai, you were heading back to the donut as well, right? So I'd say what, like you spent maybe like half an hour there, talking to your friends,
Yeah.
and eventually probably see Boone arriving back. Kai and Annie, were you doing anything specific during this time? Were you just vibing? Was
Just vibing.
Chilling.
okay. So yeah, Boone eventually makes it back. By this point, it's getting quite late, so I mean, you could be in bed. But yeah, and I mean, if you're still showing the room, Kaya Boone would eventually enter.
Before I do, can I try and
Yeah.
find El Terrace?
Sure thing. You'd probably have to take a bit of a look around because I don't think you found exactly where she sells by any means, but I'd say eventually you'd find Artia if that would help by any means because she's probably in. Do you know the place where Eltaris took you to get?
Like a med bay.
Yeah, the Sword. She's kind of like cleaning up in there.
Hey, can you point me to where Terry's at?
Terry, you mean? Oh,
I think we both know what I mean.
I mean, I could. Yeah, I mean, I could take you to her if you want. I think she's still in her office.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, she kind of like puts down whatever she was doing and she just gestures you to follow. And yeah, she takes down a few corridors to Alteris's office, which does have her name on the front of the door. And yeah, you probably haven't been to this like part yet necessarily, but there just seems to be a few more offices down here, and hers like right at the end of the hall. And she gives a gentle knock before opening the door, and she just peeks her head and says, Boon's here to see Al, and opens the door further as Alteris kind of sat there at her desk. Like, she was probably, like, looking over some kind of piece of paper and looks up and she's like, Can I help you, Boone?
Yeah, I had a question. Wanted to see if someone was within your ability.
Go ahead.
I'll just slide the file across her desk. Do you know how to unredact something? Seeing as you're all about knowledge.
I'm not sure about unredacting, but if you give it to me and I can maybe look at it for a few days, see if I can figure something out.
Please do. Also, since you have some idea of what I'm looking into, you might be interested to know that for some reason the city was holding a fake body for Mr. Bradley.
Good to know. I'm sorry, but
No,
good to know.
it's fine.
I mean, feel free to keep me updated if you wish to.
Yeah, you got anything for me?
Unfortunately, not right now.
Oh yeah, one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you an arty knocking boots?
Knocking.
Just say offhandedly while he's looking through his notes.
Knocking boots.
Yeah, you know, doing the under the covers tango, bumping bedposts.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't call it quite that. You are quite strange with the words you choose.
I don't think I'm all that strange. People seem
That's
to
not a
understand me
no.
just fine.
She just laughs a little bit. She doesn't say yes or no.
Well, I appreciate your time. I'll see myself out.
She just gives a nod and lets you go. At that point as well, Archie has probably dipped again and gone back to
Yeah.
whatever she was doing. You could probably find your way back easy, so you didn't go too far.
I mean, that's all Boone had to do.
Yeah. And unless anyone wants to do anything, the next day probably comes by, with a nice early morning sunrise, nice day outside. Yeah. The day is yours, guys. So
I took out plenty of this. Someone else do something for a while.
Nothing to do, bestie.
Bestie, yeah. Should I go
you
to
have
Scarf
plenty of
Castle
things to do.
again?
You just
Like-
don't know what you're doing.
Give me a hint, DM. If I roll a nat 20 right now, tell me what to do, okay? Here, I have my dice.
I can give you options. Yeah.
I mean,
got a
Kai has
13.
All of you can roll a nat 20 if you want. I can give you options. Like, sure.
That's a 19.
I'll give you it for a 19.
I'm sorry,
I
our to-do
mean,
list.
you could go into the dark and continue what Boone was doing. I don't know if Boone did mention stuff to you, but there's
Yes.
that is an option on the table. And I think of other things. Obviously, you can pursue the fake princess some more if you really wanted to. There's also the stuff to do with Connie and that whole all those guys, Rita Deus. all of that kind of stuff. There's plenty to actually pursue. It just depends on if you want to do it now.
I mean, like, there's stuff to pursue, but I don't know what we are.
How we're gonna do that?
Like, yeah, we
what
can pursue
path?
the princess, but like, how are we
We'll
getting?
die.
Let's
Yeah.
brainstorm. Let's brainstorm.
Party
Princess-
Kaya
plans.
invites everyone to
Alright.
his room.
Okay.
We have it. We all sit cross-legged on the floor.
He definitely stole like some extra buns and like pastries from the breakfast and sets them out. Okay, so if we did want to go into the dark, I feel like that is something that would have to be unanimous. And we would definitely have to be on edge, but I will say I have interest in Fresk, just to learn more about it. Pursuing Adeline, does anyone want to do that?
I mean,
Of course, but judging by
at this
last
right now, like,
time, I
Right
think
now.
we'll die if we do that.
Okay.
and I mean, we
Um,
don't. She's not our only lead to the royal family, I have to say.
True.
Because if we go through them to her,
Will they be willing to work with us?
no.
Could we hold your brother
Wow.
for ransom? Like, we have
Do
the princess
we-
and the prince. What other heirs do they have?
Do we? Oh, none that I know of. But do we
The only
send him
way-
back as a
Yes.
double agent?
Oh, a double agent, but I fear for
I
his
would
safety.
believe in his
there, no?
safety.
Yeah.
Fear Adeline
That-
might. Like I said, she's not above just killing people.
Yeah.
So. Or. I don't know what else.
Alright, totally spaced out. What are we talking about?
We're doing some planning our next move.
Yeah, game plan.
I'm going to. Do you guys mind if I just send a quick message?
Sure.
Not at all.
I'm going to send to Professor Gaudreau,
Okay.
my good man. And I'm going to say, good morning. Did Rudeus talk to you about tutoring or anything of the like? I saw a list with both our names on it. Thanks.
Let me think of how I was going to reply to that. Hello, Kaya. I have not spoken to Rudeus in a few days. Why is my name on a list? And yours? Should I be concerned? That's 25 words.
I'm not gonna respond.
Wow, you're ghosting your professor?
You're gonna give this
Like,
man paranoia.
He's gonna lose his mind.
I feel like Kaya has done this like multiple times.
Probably.
Well, no, he didn't have sending before, but like Kaya's really bad at responding. Okay, I wanted to check in on him. We have the other names on the list, but I'm not really as close with the other professors.
I wonder perhaps if we could speak to Connie, or even speak to the other people. You know, you said Raven turned out to be not exactly what you thought, but
But Connie, I feel good enough in.
I didn't tell Connie the full story, but should I? He's trustworthy.
Yeah, if you trust him, I trust him. That's
how full is your full story? 'Cause they told us not to disclose anything about the Mirage, and a lot of this is intrinsically tied to the Mirage.
That's
we can leave
what I'm
the
worried about.
big boss out of it. We don't need to.
Do we tell him that we're with the princess?
Sure.
Oh.
I'm fine with it. If it's out there now.
Okay. I don't believe he would tell anyone, so I can see if we can meet up with Connie. Did all of us want to meet with him? He'd probably be eager to meet with you, but he is a
don't
busy
think it's-
person.
a bad idea if we're all there.
Okay.
Sort of, if he does anything, we can. Not that. Well,
You
He
think your
won't
old
do anything.
You think your old flame can handle meeting your new friends?
No, I don't. He could probably beat me, but not you guys. Like his whole thing is like anti-magic, I guess you could call it. I don't. It's
And
hard to
why is he at-
explain. I don't. No, he's studying magic.
to not
Like-
do that.
Negate it.
Yeah, to negate it. That's a good way of putting
Oh,
it.
that's
That's kind of his
confusing.
specialty. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't really mess with it. That's why he kind of. If we dueled, he would probably beat me.
I mean, we
Um,
could also just punch him if needed. Like, there's always the
Yeah, he
non-magic
can't negate
route.
that. Please don't punch him.
What?
Please,
He can't negate that.
Oh, he can't. Oh, I thought you
He
said he
can't
can't. I
negate
was
a
going to
punch,
say, oh my
please
god.
do not punch him.
I mean, unless
Okay.
needed, of course.
He probably
does
has like a shield
something-
spell or something.
What if he does something to deserve the punch?
Please don't punch him.
Do our best. No promises.
Ask me before you do it.
Okay, that's fair.
I will
Like, if
dictate
you're like,
if,
okay, yeah, he deserves a punch, then
yeah,
go for
like,
it.
if you think your best
Okay.
friend deserves a punch, you probably do deserve it.
Yeah.
I'll use another sending. I'm going to send to Connie. Hey, bestie. Hope you're doing well. Let's meet up for dinner at my place. We can exchange some information. You know you can be there.
Yeah. He responds with, "You just woke me up." But sure. Trying to think if he's gonna say anything else. I'll be there. And it'll just keep it simple. He's sleepy.
Connie will be at my house for dinner tonight.
Now I have a bad idea. As always. Of course I have to have the bad one. What if I know you only have a few of them a day, but what if we send a little message to Adeline to see what she's up
She's
to?
going to answer us. You think she's just going
How
to tell us her evil
about,
plan?
No, well, I mean, I've been reading a few books. Some villages lay it all out there. It's very weird, but
How about
it wouldn't hurt.
at the end of the night, if I still have
Yes, of
the
course.
capabilities, we can do it tonight
Sure.
before we rest.
I mean, if you're good with that, I mean, I don't think it hurts to reach out. Well, reach out in a sense.
There's no way you can be tracked by sending a message that way.
What you can?
Not with
Oh, is
our
that-
necklaces.
I was asking a question.
Right. I knew that because
She'll probably know it's me. But
Well, maybe like disguise your voice.
she never heard my voice.
Well, then you're fine.
Right, she never
No.
did meet Kaya. Well,
I'll
yeah.
disguise
I-
it too.
I'm an associate of the princess and blah blah blah. Da, da. We'll figure it
Well,
out.
We could always just say
here's a question.
Adeline. Because if we state her name, we're not with her. We aren't calling her Nakari.
Mm-mm.
True.
I mean, we already established as well as that if you was trying to send to Nakari, it would go to
It would- yeah.
Nakari, not
Yeah,
Adeline,
I refused.
so...
I've received a few messages from you in the past, Kaya.
Okay, I was just trying to reach out to the princess.
I
Sorry
know,
if it was
but
weird.
we weren't. I wasn't going to. It was too soon. I didn't want to get you guys
Okay.
too involved in it yet.
I will respect that. And then like a week later, you just
You
threw
laid
us
it all out.
The opportunity was there, If your
Fair.
dad was a bad person on a throne, wouldn't you want the chance?
I'm not sure. That's
I have
Well, I would.
an unrelated question. Do
Sure.
you all know how to swim?
Sure.
Not
I mean, it's been
well.
a while, but
Boone, you said no. Can I teach you?
I'm a quick learner, but why?
No reason at all. Let's have swimming lesson.
sweet. Were you catch an eel?
God.
Now, I don't know if it'd work on this eel because he's quite big, but we did used to wrestle eels as kids, so I could teach you how to do that.
Oh, sweet. Good practice.
Which one of you is gonna wrestle and which one of you is gonna be the eel?
No, I mean, we can literally go find eels at the bottom of the ocean and wrestle them.
Sounds fake.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a metaphor for anything. It was an actual.
Okay.
Wrestling eel.
I used to wrestle eels in the water.
It's like
I
it's a
will
fun
leave that
game.
between you two.
No, seriously, I want to teach
Between
you
you
guys how
two
to
and the
swim.
gods.
Yes, we can do that, but sure.
I'm just saying, if Connie's coming over for dinner and we're not doing anything for the rest of the
But
day,
yeah, we
then
have all day.
we should do swimming lessons.
Why is that an interest in our aquatic abilities?
We should just be prepared. What if we do have to go fight that giant eel?
Why don't we just bring it on land? That would give us a big advantage.
Yeah, he's got a point.
We have to lure
Exactly,
it
do you
out somehow.
propose?
Yeah.
With
Then we get a
Adeline.
whole. You think if we just what? Hold Adeline up, the eel's just gonna come on land. That's not how
I
that
know.
works.
I never said I had a plan flushed out, but it was an idea.
Oh, it's powerful. We could probably just teleport the thing on land.
Maybe one day. Or Alteris could.
She definitely could.
Eh, Terry's
She
not
walked
that
out of a
scary.
random door. That was crazy.
See what?
Oh yeah, you weren't there when we were fighting Adeline. She just came out of a door, out of nowhere. I didn't even know
She
she was
wasn't-
behind that door.
Okay. Okay. Swimming lessons then.
Yes. Should we swim in the Sky Donut if they have an indoor pool, or should we go to the ocean?
They
I
had
mean,
those
I-
little ponds in the garden.
I
But I don't know
don't
if
think
they
it
would
was
teach
So,
us.
if you want
Maybe
a-
for Boone, no offense, but
If you want a canon indoor pool, I'll give you a canon indoor pool.
It'd be like one of those infinity pools where it's like it looks like you're like hanging over the edge. Yeah.
Listen, this place is up to your imagination, you know? Like
I'm making the Sky Donut in The Sims later.
But yeah.
We'll hit up the indoor pool in the Sky Donut.
That's going
Okay.
over the edge.
Yeah, it looks like it's going over the edge. Give
Yeah.
the gang swimming lessons.
And you start your swimming lessons, guys. How are we
Right.
feeling about our swimming lessons? That's
Kaya swims
I'm gonna-
for 10 minutes and then just sits by the pool reading a book.
Or Boone, who said he's never swam. You know when they like trade babies to swim in the water?
Hey, I want you to know that's a character choice. I'm actually probably a better swimmer than all of you because of my class.
the
You
like
could be a good swimmer, but I just started
it's
over
like
there. Okay,
baby
here we
float
go.
training. Like
I'm gonna kill you all in your sleep.
just a drenched spoon. Just saying
It
that.
looks like a drowned rat.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
Wait, hold on. So, once again, why are we doing this?
I told you we should just be prepared.
I got swimming lessons growing up. We should all be. If we're dealing with water enemies, I feel like we should at least have some water training.
How long can you hold your breath underwater?
Didn't practice
I
that.
mean, let's have a battle. Let's see who can do it longer.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, already automatically wins because she can breathe underwater.
Let's see for the rest of us though. Who's winning?
Okay, well how about we make constitution checks then?
Hey,
Oh my god, Kai, that photo. So terrifying.
Love Boone. Love Boone.
Con check, you said?
Yeah, we'll just do checks.
7.
14.
Adrian is 10.
Boone
Surprisingly enough, Kai is Boone is the last person under the water.
And he just gives you a thumbs up under the water, even if your eyes are closed.
Like, the other two probably came up ages ago, but you're
Oh,
just still under that, like...
Damn.
Almost to
Yeah,
prove a
you guys
point,
are
I
Doing
feel.
okay.
He might be drowning. That I'll go and flip it out of the water.
He failed his baby floating lessons, so he might be drowning.
Actually drowning.
I'm snapping above the
drowning.
water. Boone, come up here, Boone.
It's like in those cartoons where you just see the last few bubbles.
Oh no!
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Is it like I'm gonna like pick Boone up?
Yeah,
'cause
I'll like pull it out
I feel
of
like
the
Kaya's a
water.
little worried.
He's okay.
Bring him above the water.
Oh,
Are you
you're
okay?
Oh.
Okay.
I've won.
Yeah,
like,
you.
I'm
Good
gonna
job.
put him on my shoulder and burp him.
Not
No mouth to
And
mouth.
try to get any water out.
I will not stand for this infantilism.
I will go set him on the edge of the pool.
You did a good job, Boone.
So
I feel like
yeah.
I could have won that. I'm just putting that out there. I just didn't try as hard.
Well, you know what? It doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but I think we should continue swimming lessons and work on your breathing stamina. Hold your breath longer.
Sounds good.
I still say I won, so you should really be taking notes from me.
Well, you won in a different way than we were thinking.
It's on you.
Near death is. I don't think I'm gonna go down that path.
I
for
don't
it.
think I can die.
Let's not get too confident.
Well, let's be a bit careful now. God.
No, that one's funny. What do you call it? So yeah. Eventually you guys finish up with the pool, get cleaned up. And yeah, assume unless anyone wants to do anything while there's still this guy doing it. Head to Aya's place.
Obvious place.
Start making
Yeah.
us some dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you
Weekend
making
at
us?
Kaya's.
I'll make like lasagna.
I was
Oh.
gonna say lasagna. Oh my god. Oh,
Like something like I feel like it's still good, but it's not too hard to make.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Making lasagna from scratch is a bit of a pain in the ass.
Not that bad. Just
Gotta
takes a little
roll.
time.
Gotta roll out your own.
I'm not making the noodles. I did buy the noodles, but everything
Yeah.
else I'm making it.
Wait, you call the sheets of lasagna like pasta noodles?
I mean,
Yeah.
they're technically
they're
noodles.
No, but it's pasta.
They're a
Like
type of
noodles, are
noodle.
like the
Oh,
small
God.
ones.
But yeah,
Bestie.
but like
Listen, I'm
They're
not
all
arguing.
noodles.
yeah.
No,
You're
they're
not.
not. It's pasta. It's literally pasta sheets. Like that's what they're called. And I won't take noodles. Noodles
Technically,
is
a noodle
different.
is a strip, ring, or tube of pasta. So
Mm-mm.
Literally a strip.
it's a
Yeah,
strip
but
of
like,
pasta.
large
yeah, but
strip.
it's a large strip. It's not like a small.
So,
I
still a
think
strip.
noodles are small.
There's no size in the definition.
Well,
They're just some thick old noodles, some fatty noodles.
okay. Yeah. Eventually, there is a knock on the door. Maybe after an hour after you guys have like settled down in Kai's
We all show up
house.
soaking wet.
I
Mhm.
before they enter my apartment, I am prestidigitation them, then dry.
If you
Yeah.
prestidigitation Boone, is his hair like blown out like we got done with a hair dryer?
I kind of love that. So yes, it is. So yeah, I mean, who's
I'll
answering the door?
Go answer the door.
Okay. You see Connie there, like, here.
Come on in. I made lasagna.
Nice. And then he sees everyone there, and he's like,
Hello.
"Is
Um,
this like an intervention or
Yes.
something?"
Not actually.
I'm just gonna
Um,
say, okay.
I mentioned that I've been working with some new people, and I wanted to introduce you to them. Everyone, this is my good friend Connie.
You kind
Connie,
of see
this
him.
is
You do
Boone.
see him.
You've met Boone.
See Boone, and then he looks
then
over
we
to
have
Arnie and Nakari.
Princess Nakari.
Wow, you're just really
And-
throwing that one out there, huh?
Yeah.
Connie, this does
It's
stay
out
between
there.
us. And one. Do I? I'm like Ani. This
Said you
is
wanted to tell them the full story, right?
Arn Inventoress.
She kidnapped me supposedly, and that's not what happened.
Yes, I'm not a wanted
While I'm
criminal.
dishing up, do you guys want to debrief on like the little
Sure.
Like,
He's kind
what's
of
going
just
on with-
like stood there
Well,
trying to
this is kind
process
of a lot
this.
right now. Let's let him think over the start of this, and then we
I
can
go start
talk.
dishing up
Maybe over
lasagna?
dinner.
And Connie doesn't sit down. Eventually, once he's processed this, he just keeps standing and kind of does like a little pace back and forth every so often as you're talking. But like, he's like, okay, so why did I just see you and points at Nakari near outside the castle?
Story short,
And-
her sister is pretending to be me right now. It's weird.
Okay, but what I had was
Yeah.
you, and then points to Arnie
Mhm.
at the ball, showed up and was trying to cause
Ooh.
drama, and
Ooh.
That I
pretended
showed
to be
up
the
at the ball.
princess,
How did they know you?
and
Oh, I guess you
was
okay.
trying to do
This
some.
is-
I don't know.
I guess they said I
Like-
was posing as you at the ball. Interesting.
Or oh,
And
Like,
also that you tried to attack the king.
well,
yes.
attack was a strong word. I just wanted to talk. He's my father, after all. I feel like that's reasonable.
I will say what they are saying is the truth, and if you can trust me, you can trust them.
It's just weird.
And there is a lot of propaganda going on right now. This is the true Princess Nakari. The one in the castle is a murderer who killed most of their family
Right.
and blamed it all on
On me.
Ani
Yeah.
when she is the sole survivor and the only one who escaped.
Do you need like a flow chart or
Give him like the Spark Note version
Yeah.
of everything that's happened so far.
You can like tell that this is a lot of information to process. And then he just looks
could
to
all be lying.
Kaya and he's like, how did you meet these people again?
I can't share the specifics of everything, but I wanted to show you I am being more open about 95% of this. There's like this overbearing entity that we can't talk about, or else like everyone's lives will be on the line. So
But they're the good guys.
this is what we
We
can't.
just can't talk about them.
But if
They're
you talk
like-
about them, you're going to die.
By name.
Die
Well, it's-
per se. I
it's
think
a-
you'll just
it's
be in
assumed.
jeopardy. Yeah.
Yeah.
In trouble of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
This is making so little sense,
What's
I
confusing?
know.
but also so
All
much
of it,
sense
yeah,
at the
figured, yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
I'm Connie, by the way.
Yeah. We got that earlier. All good things about you we've heard.
Yes. Kaya
Yeah,
said a lot
mostly
of
good.
great things.
I've heard some things.
Yeah, you
Backbone.
okay. Here's
I just wanted to be open with you. Yeah, this is what's happening with me.
Is the only reason you invited me here, or is there anything else? Or
Like I said, an exchange of information. I wanted to prove that I can be open and you can be open as well.
right? Okay, but there's a difference because there's people here.
If you want, I can ask them to leave, or we can go speak in private in my room.
Maybe later.
Okay.
Just lean
Okay.
over
Can do.
to Kaya. Should you mention the prince and that you like slept in the same room?
You're
Um,
evil.
That is a good point. So Connie, we also took the prince.
My brother. It's not unless we took him.
He is in a safe space. We were
yeah.
worried what Adeline, that's the princess's real name. But don't tell her you know that, or else she might kill
We'll
you.
kill
I've-
you.
Never
Be very
talked to her in
careful.
my
The
life.
princess?
Well, based
I
on
mean, I've
knowledge,
talked
you
to
might
you
be
now,
introduced.
technically, but like,
Well, yes, the fake
I
princess.
haven't talked to her, before. So
So just be careful. And we do have the prince with us. He is in a safe space. We don't want the evil princess to get to him.
Does this mean that you're technically like committing crimes?
I'm not.
And
I didn't kidnap him.
Well, is it
We
really a
didn't kidnap
crime?
him. They
Yeah.
assumed we
I'm not
did.
saying this isn't like I'm accusing you of anything, but I'm more concerned for your welfare.
They think we
I-
committed crimes, but we haven't. We'd be proven innocent.
I myself commit no crime. I just want to put that out there.
Once again, gonna lean over to Kai. We did break into a government building.
He's like sliding Boone
Last
like
night.
in the middle of him talking.
What was that,
I
Boone?
myself,
What are you talking
Boone, don't
about?
you fucking dare.
I-
I was helping
what
Boone
happened-
with some
what hap-
detective work.
Okay, but why are you being so secretive about it?
There are some
Because-
things that we cannot speak of.
Looks like Boone wants to say something. Is all I'm saying.
Boone, do we want to talk about the Bradley case?
I mean, you mentioned someone.
I don't
but-
think I'm familiar with that.
Exactly.
Insight check. Oh, I rolled pretty good.
Oh, we're actually
18.
okay. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Plus 0, 19.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Here then. Cool. I mean, what we eating? Some lasagna? Cool.
Here, I made you a plate.
Yeah. Probably like start sitting down now with the rest of you.
How long have you known Kaya?
What has it been like 50 years or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
What?
Long time.
I always
Yeah.
forget how
Your
old you are.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Kaya's an old fart.
Yeah, it's weird.
I am. No offense, Connie, but it shows a little bit more on him. But
Oh.
it's the truth. It's just a fact. He's an asthma
mean-
though, so he still has a little bit of longevity in him.
I'm going to turn to Mo and Arnie. I put forward that we start referring to Kaya henceforth as Grandpa.
I'm down for it.
I agree.
What do you think, Grandpa?
I,
Still want to talk about the Bradley case, Grandpa?
for reasons I would not like to talk about, I would prefer if you did not, because that would rub me in the wrong way.
So you want us to rub you the right way?
As long as it's not Grandpa, then yes.
Okay.
I have no plans on rubbing your Grandpa.
What? Then don't call me Grandpa.
I'm gonna whisper two words in the car. Should we set up a date between you and Kaya?
Oh my gosh.
This tension is
It's palpable. Is this what we were like? Oh my god.
I don't imagine, but
Anyway, Connie, if I may ask, what does Rudeus have you doing?
Nothing. Thea was just wanting to talk to her, and I was just there. So
What were they talking to her about?
about Raven.
Look, we've told you a lot. Maybe.
I did show you two fugitives. Who aren't bad people. It's all
showed you my
propaganda.
fugitives.
But
You give me
Showed
your
you my
money.
fugitives.
Yes,
You-
fugitives.
You showed me two fugitives with their consent.
We were
Then
kidnapped.
perhaps you could.
Go along with it. Help!
No. I'm not going to lie to him.
I thought it might help.
This is about trust.
Pulls out a
I
crossbow
know,
and puts it
but
to Mo's
he
temple.
doesn't seem to be pushing.
Oh my god.
Take this
I'm-
dinner.
Wait,
It's
you
going off
guys
track.
calm down.
We need to get back on track.
What else would we expect? A dinner
Let's
to go
all,
normally?
let's all take a
And
breath.
I take Boone's crossbow and wrist pocket it.
I
You're on
mean,
timeout.
Pulls out his other hand crossbow and points it at you. Give him a fucking crossbow.
Okay, let's rein it in.
The weapons
What are the
down.
odds I can take the bolt out of it?
Oh my god, the girlies are
I
fighting.
mean, make composing dex checks then.
It's 15 plus 4, 19.
Yeah. Boone pulls the
I
crossbow away from your
will
reach quick
Give
enough.
you your crossbow as long as you put it away and we can have a civil conversation because I'm trying to help us here because we have no other leads. So unless you want this to go down the toilet too. So you guys need to sit down and behave yourselves or I will send you to the other room. Understood.
Huh?
Fuck off.
You just sounded very paternal there,
agree.
so.
Kaya, you sounded like an old man.
Boone will begrudgingly holster his hand crossbow.
And I will give you yours back.
How do you guys get stuff done?
We don't.
It's mostly me getting stuff done. I'm
Yeah,
the real
Boone just
brains
kind of
behind
goes
it.
and does things as like, hey, I did this. and we're like,
Disagree. Our previous plan went off very smoothly. If I do say
"Oh, what was our previous plan?
the plan at the ball.
That wasn't
It-
pre-planned, though.
Yeah,
Yes, it was. And
that
and
sounded like a mess
our
to me.
plan, to break into the academy or the library rather.
You,
Oh, yes,
Oh gods.
that did go.
Oh,
well.
you
Oh,
did
oh,
what?
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know anything of Rudeus looking for a tutor for the princess?
No.
Okay, then we can throw
Insight
that
check.
one out.
fuck, I rolled a 2.
Tell the truth. Oh, you know what?
Second, would it be possible for me to meet Raven? Just a
I
meeting of us three. These aren't involved, me, you, and Raven.
could ask, but I can't promise
way-
anything.
If we share information, it could potentially be consensual.
Like I said, again, I can't promise anything, but I could always ask.
Okay, and I feel like Kaya will like rummage, like go to his room, rummage, and like pull out a random, like a pretty looking knickknack. I don't like
Okay.
what's the magic equivalent of a Rubik's cube?
A magic Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, a magic Rubik's
He's gonna be
cube.
like, this is the gift for Raven. I'm trying to be cordial. Don't look at me like that, Ani. But yes,
God.
that's. I just wanted to be open with you, and I know you can keep our secrets safe.
I mean, clearly you know that I can. So
Yeah, we kind of laid all out. That wasn't really smart.
yeah, if I
told
was
you
the
I
wrong
trust him.
person,
I know you do, but I mean,
Boy.
like, everything? Why do we... I just...
that wasn't the smartest move, honestly.
Thank you,
like
yeah.
yeah, you trust me, but I could have been.
Not Connie. Insight check.
His hand towards the crossbow.
I'll inside check too. Fuck it.
Both
Arnie is
Rudeus.
shaking
I'm
her head.
so
24.
funny.
24.
Connie, and yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, we'd all disguise ourselves a bunch. Never
But I
know.
have another question, if you don't mind.
So
Have you heard anything about this substance going around on the streets called Fress?
I mean, I don't think so. Doesn't seem to ring a bell.
All right. Well, if you encounter any silver liquids, don't drink
Don't
it.
don't touch it. Bad move.
Silver liquids don't drink. Wes?
No, don't drink it at all.
Don't drink it until
Well,
further testing is done, which I could use your help with later. I have some ideas. That's all.
they're
leave it
very
at that
smart
for now.
ideas.
So,
They are. It's
so the liquid you're telling me not to consume, you want to have me help
Drink
you
in the
test
future.
it.
well, yes and no. Well, yes,
Is
but
that really something you should be messing with if you don't know
We're
what
trying
it
to-
does?
that's why
Trying to figure out what it is.
it's less of
But, like, what if you
drink it and see what
just-
happens, but more
know,
evaluate the substance itself.
What if it, like, I don't know, messes with you or something, or messes with something that you're working on, or I don't know. I've never seen this thing in my life, so but the way you're describing it is
What's interesting is that it does have magic amplification properties.
that makes more sense as to why you want to test it. Okay.
Yes, and
Right.
physical amplification properties, but there are drawbacks. So I was maybe hoping with your mastery of negating magic, if you could potentially help studying negating
You know-
magical side effects.
What the drawbacks are?
It makes you lose your mind and your senses.
Yeah. Just bit.
Organ failure, among other things.
Death.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think
death
it's
is
a good one.
addictive, right? From what
Oh,
we
yeah,
I'm not
understand.
sure.
Yes, highly
Probably.
addictive. We fought a guy who drank some, and he was
Ooh, he was
yeah.
A
jittery.
handful, but he drank a lot, and then he died from it.
We did
Oh,
also
really?
heal
Well,
him.
did we?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did die from us.
No, he died from it.
I think you might have. Okay then.
I'm gonna go back and watch the VOD to see if you were the one
Yeah,
that
I'm
killed him.
definitely going back later.
Why do I feel like I've missed out on so much?
Oh, lots been going on.
If you want to
I've
start
been busy.
adventuring with us, then you won't miss out on anything.
Yeah, you'll know everything and more.
I'm a bit too busy for that, to be
What
fair.
have you been
so
working on as of late, besides with Rudeus?
I haven't been working with Rudeus. Like I said,
Inside check. Did
Inside
I
check.
inside check that already?
I think you. I can't remember if you
Not this
decided.
one.
No, not.
Just yeah, go for it.
We
genuinely can't
incited
remember.
like him. What? I don't remember.
If he was
But there's-
him and
Natural 20.
19
Um,
or 21.
seems to be true that he's not like working for her. Like he did say before that like they were talking to her about something to do with Raven, and that seems to be truthful to what you can attend.
Are you working with that group though, Raven and those twins and Tabaxi and whatnot?
I'm not like working with them, but like I'm kind of friends with Raven, and Raven's friends with them, and it kind of just happened. So
Okay. Thank you for being honest with us. Would you like some more lasagna?
actually, I have a question. So you, Ian, you said that your sister is evil.
Right, I'll give you the whole story really fast. Okay. My sister was going to be the queen. Right, I'm also a princess, just by the way.
Yeah, 2 princesses in the.
And this is from that the kingdom.
Buravesi, yes.
That one. Mm-hmm.
She was going to be the queen, and my brother was going to be the high enchanter, and I was going to be the knight captain. All this, right? Anyway, one day I came back from training, walked into the throne room. My whole family was dead. And my sister was covered in blood, had a scar over her eye, and a giant eel burst from the floors of our kingdom. That's the story. But anyway, she left with this giant eel, and ever since then, I've been looking for her to try and figure out exactly what happened and potentially save her. I don't know. I'm kind of muddled these days on what I'm gonna do, but anyway, yeah. So I knew she was most likely here in the city, or had an inkling, I guess. Then I met everyone here, and we found out, yeah, she's disguised as the princess. From what we understand, she has the king more or less wrapped around her finger. And we
How-
believe.
How
Oh
did you
yes.
find out she was the princess exactly?
Well,
He dropped to
Da-da-da-da-da.
disguise for them.
yeah. So we went to
For
the ball.
them or like?
Have you watched the VOD for Session 6?
Now on
we
YouTube.
we had a fight with her, and she casted a high level spell and had to drop her alter self or disguise self, whatever she was using. And there she was.
Yep.
And she put Nakari's brother under, I don't know if you would call it a curse, some kind of effect where he couldn't speak
Curse.
about knowing that, she wasn't really his sister and all whatnot. It seemed the king was working with her to, I guess, keep the royal family's reputation afloat. Who knows? Oh, last thing is maybe of some interest to you, Connie. I don't know, maybe you can help us. It seems she's looking for powerful magical individuals for some kind of event, plan. I don't really know.
Right. Okay. Cool. He takes another bite of his lasagna.
Oh wait, you said you saw her outside the castle. Was she just hanging out, or
Yeah, I think she might have gone shopping or something. I don't know. Just
gone shopping?
yeah, I don't know. She was just out and about.
Was it like me, maybe? Did you get confused?
No,
Okay.
she was dressed up. Sorry, no offense.
Well, I did. Fair enough. It's been a couple months.
But like, yeah, she was dressed up. But like, there's talk going around the lake, everyone was like, oh, the princess isn't real, and then the royal came out and was like, oh, actually, the person who showed up at the ball was you, Bostani, trying to
Oh god.
cause
So that's the
chaos.
story they've spun. Okay, I
Of
see.
course it is. Ugh.
Well, I guess that means I'll just be staying, where, for a little while longer.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea for us to stay up there.
Stay up well.
Nowhere.
Up in there.
We live in celestial pastry.
Right.
It might be a bit stale at this point. It's been a few hours since we ate them.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear any rumblings in the academy about people getting recruited or whatnot. Perhaps.
Sure. I mean, normally do my own stuff, but like,
Of course.
is there anything else, you guys?
You want some coffee before you leave? I can make you some.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Does anyone else want some?
Sure, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, I'll take a cuppa.
And make everyone coffee.
Oh yeah. Connie drinks this pretty quickly.
What a scrub.
Listen, he's got an important work to do.
He's tired.
Little
Because
baby.
Kaya woke him up too early.
Little baby got woken up too early.
He's tired.
He's a busy man. I mean, did you...
Oh my god.
Kaya, did you have any questions you wanted to ask in private, or is...
We can go talk in private.
Okay.
Gonna wave along Piero with me.
Okay. You actually want to do this in private, or did you... wanna
No,
do
it's
it
okay.
in private?
We
I
can
was
just.
gonna say that I'm gonna do a little beast sense on Piro.
Okay, so you're listening. Cool. This is what you
I-
did last time as well, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will take him into my bedroom,
Salacious.
and I
Hmm.
will just. I'm not sure I necessarily have any questions, but I just want to make sure that I know we did drop a lot on you, but I want to make sure that um our secrets are safe with you and that you won't do anything to hurt any of us for.
Why would I do that?
I'm just because I don't trust Rudeus, and I believe Rudeus has some connection to the evil princess.
I already
And
told you I have nothing to do with Rudeus. We just talked that one time.
I know, I care about you and I want you to be safe too. Because you know how Rudeus can be, and I wouldn't be surprised if her and the princess are manipulating people. And
Oh,
as I learn more about this stuff, I'll share it with you. And if you could just keep an ear out, make sure that everything with you and your friends are going well. Well, not too suspicious, if that makes sense.
and just nods. And you can kind of see he's thinking about something. But he doesn't say anything.
Is there any questions for me? Like I said, I know we did drop a lot. Anything you don't want them to hear?
Make a persuasion check for me.
16.
Okay, I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't have any questions, but you know the thing with Annie?
Yes.
Something about that sounds really familiar.
Did you read about something? Or of
No,
the likes?
familiar in the sense of Ravens and it's hard to explain. I shouldn't really be talking about this, but Raven's got this deal with this weird thing, and she's trying to get rid of it. She's not like a danger to anyone. Like as far as I'm aware, she's chill. She's fine. But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
If you can tell Raven on my behalf that we are also interested in learning how to break a deal of that sort. So if we have a common goal, we will help her if we can, if she could help us in return. Just like I said, we are trying to do the same thing essentially. Maybe on a different scale or a different situation, but
yeah.
we could use information like that as well.
I'll bring that up when I'm talking to her, and I'll get in touch.
If she would like to meet with me, I'm happy to, just to express my interest.
Yeah, just leave it with me. I'll talk to her.
Okay, just let me know.
And just nods. Anything else?
I'm gonna give him a little hug.
Okay.
Thank
He'll
you.
give you a hug back and be like, okay, well, I gotta go because I got some stuff to do. But it was nice.
Okay.
Meeting you.
Don't
be
work
friends.
yourself to death, please. It's always nice seeing you.
Hey, I've been here this long, so
That is true.
I believe I know my limits. Sometimes
You haven't hit them yet.
sometimes I go over them maybe, but like, you know, it is what it is. I'll see you around then.
We'll see you around.
Gives a nod, and then he leaves, and you guys see him. And he kind of just gives you a nod, and like remembers that Nakari is technically a princess, and goes to do like a weird like bow
Stop.
thing feels
No.
awkward.
No,
No,
we're
I
not
don't need to
doing
do
this.
that.
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'll see you
Eyes light
guys.
up.
See ya.
Okay, and then I'll see you guys, and he goes to leave.
That was interesting.
Well, yeah.
So yep, that's Connie. Sorry,
Pleasure to
sorry
finally
for
meet the guy.
exposing everything, but
Yeah, you did kind of go off guns blazing there.
Yeah, that was.
I
But
was
I
just
mean,
really excited for my best friend to meet my other friends.
that's
I
sweet.
think next time we reveal our secrets, we should make a bullet point list.
Yeah, like
Of
let's
what we're gonna say.
full story more.
Slowly
This is
ease
what
people
happened.
in.
Yeah.
We can make like a nice I don't know, like a board
Itemized list.
presentation.
Yeah. Oh.
A
Okay.
little pamphlet that they could take with them to
Yes.
Cover
study.
story.
An infographic of everything.
Hmm.
Be like a little timeline. But yeah, is there anything you guys would like to do tonight? We can just hang out,
Oh, man,
cause
no.
problems.
Well, I think we've done enough of those so far. At least I have for a good decade or so.
I still have a few hundred years to cause problems for, so.
I think I'm gonna go for a swim in the ocean. Send her
Would you
wanna
like
come
us
with
to join you?
me? You don't have to.
If it can be fun, I'm down.
Can you guys give me 10 minutes?
Sure.
10 minutes exactly. I'm counting.
Like, go.
Go into my little study, and I'm going to ritual cast Find Familiar,
Okay.
but turn Piero into a little octopus.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Cute.
So I don't like salt water; it dries out my skin.
Fair
But you
enough.
can take Piero with you, and I'll just
Huh.
live vicariously through him.
Sounds good.
Are you joining them, Boone?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So yeah, you make your way back up the dawn and over to I'd probably assume you have that spot on the beach that you always end up going to, and you just take them there. And yeah, you can go for a little swim in the ocean. A late night swim.
If we go kind of far out, can we wrestle some eels?
Yeah.
I'll roll a dice, see if there's any eels about.
Let's wrestle eels.
There is no eels about, bestie.
No! Is there anything about?
To be fair, like, I feel like
So,
you'd
like-
have to probably dive down a bit more to, like...
Okay, if I go for a swim, can I find like 2 or 3 eels and ask them to come with me so we can
You go for a bit
them?
of a swim, sure. Why not?
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll just disappear for like 5 minutes.
And you find some eels and be like, hey, come with me. And they'll be like, okay. But don't obviously say that and follow behind you.
Okay. Come back and I'll be like, I found some eels.
Yes.
And in a way that's not harmful, we'll just do some eel wrestling. See who
Nice.
can wrestle
Wrestle
the
the eels.
eels
Wanna
longest.
wrestle an eel.
You know, if they're just swimming about, eels really like to hide in things. So if they're just swimming about, you just gotta grab and hold on. But it's hard
Because
because
they
they're
just
really
slide
wiggly.
out.
Yeah.
It's like wrestling a
Wrestle
greased
eels.
pig.
Hey.
Remind us of the
Have
greasy
you
pig.
wrestled it once before, if you don't mind asking, Arnie?
Sorry, what'd you say?
How many eels have you wrestled at once?
At once? Oh gosh, I don't know. There used to be a pretty big group of eels outside of the kingdom. And me and my brother and Adeline, we would sneak off and go wrestle them, but did that when we were really
And
young.
wrestle
so-
eels together.
Well, yeah, you see who can, hold the most eels at once, or how long.
I
I
see.
don't know. Maybe.
Did size of the eel ever come into account?
Yeah, there are some big ones, but nothing like the one that burst out of the ground. But maybe, I don't know, if we ever do have to fight that eel, maybe if we all join hands and make a big circle, we can wrestle the eel out.
We all join hands together to wrestle the eel.
Friendship.
Literally,
Yeah,
that is the power of friendship.
I feel like I understand you a bit more now.
Okay,
All
and
makes
yeah,
sense.
you wrestle some eels into the late evening night. After a while, it starts to get a bit cold. Especially once you get out of the water, a bit of a chill.
I'm fine.
I'll dry
My
them
lips
off.
start turning purple.
Sorry, I don't really have any fire spells unless like
Oh,
you want me to
Oh, I'm fine.
attack you.
I'm good. I'm.
And I like put my arm around the car to keep her warm.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yes, the cold-blooded one.
Yeah.
She's not affected by cold, so she's just chilling.
I just want to like do some nice, pretty little dancing lights as we're walking back, just to guide our way.
And the streets are definitely like really quiet at this point. Yeah. And if that's that, are you guys going back to the Sky Donut, or do we have anything else that we want to do?
No, I don't think. I think
Well,
we're all.
this guy donut.
So,
Gonna-
Arnie, what's the deepest you've ever swam?
Deepest. I don't know, our kingdom is pretty deep to begin with. And I've gone deeper on that at some like training expeditions, but don't think I've like, touched like the true bottom of the ocean, seen like any anglerfish or anything like that. So I don't know, I probably could do it if I wanted to.
Maybe one day.
Maybe that's where the eel is hiding out. In a trench somewhere. Who knows?
Who knows? I know.
Yeah. Stinky.
Kaya, can you maybe I'm making this up.
Message
I
an
don't know.
eel?
No, that's not quite what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Isn't
fine.
there...
Wrestle an
No,
eel?
you're
I
fine.
mean, you still need to message your sister, remember?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say when we get back to
Wait,
the
you
donut.
still have, what I was gonna say, I don't know much about magic, I might be misremembering. Is there such thing as like locating a creature? No, I can locate objects. I can't do it on creatures.
I can locate objects. I can do some reading. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I can look around.
I believe
I
that
have,
is
like,
a
this
spell. So
think there
I feel
is.
like you'd probably get a
Yeah.
sense that you'd be able to find something, but I can't remember what level it is. So
I have a
Mhm.
compendium.
It is a 4th level
back in my
divination
room.
spell.
I
Not
will
that
see.
you know that. Carry on.
I have a compendium back at the Sky Donut, and I'll see if it lists it as one of the spells that exists.
I mean, it's just a thought. It's not
Yeah.
that important on our like to-do list, but
I know my locate object, the range is 1,000 feet, so I'm assuming locate creature is something along those lines.
Not very far.
Maybe.
Especially if
we'll
it's a
have to
giant
swim
eel, we'll
out.
probably see it.
well,
Question: Is the castle of the royal family on the coast?
it's more on the opposite side of the
Okay.
city.
I was just curious.
On like kind of like the do you know the big grand library? That's on like one of the highest points of the city, which is kind of overlooking the entire city and then the ocean. It's around that same area.
Understood.
Yeah, you make it back to the Sky Donut safely. No muggings or anything.
Well, actually, I mugged someone.
Oh yeah, okay, no,
I
no.
gotta.
Gotta cover costs.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can do what you want to do.
So.
Do you want me to
um,
message Adeline?
sure, I didn't see no what. But let's think of what we're
What should
gonna
I say?
first.
Yes.
Yeah.
First, Adeline.
Okay.
Are we going
What?
for?
Adeline,
What's the
what?
message we want to send?
Yeah, are we going for subterfuge? Are we going for are we requesting a truce? What's our goal?
No. Want
What if we do
to?
ask her to have a meeting?
No, I
Neutral
don't think that's a
ground.
good idea.
You don't
Is
think
it
so?
neutral grounds if the entire kingdom thinks you two are the enemies?
She doesn't need to.
I have an idea. Rather terrible. And I wouldn't exactly call it neutral ground.
Plays the best.
Um,
I'm intrigued.
okay, I'll just come clean. The reason I gave you guys swimming lessons earlier is because I want to take you back to Barovesi at some point. Just so we can investigate the ruins. But if we're looking for neutral grounds, what if we ask her to meet there? She probably won't come, but
Here, let's list the pros and the cons. Pros. We'll meet Adeline. Cons. A giant eel could be there. We're not very good swimmers. We can't breathe underwater. We'll probably die from the water
a
pressure.
solution. No, wait. I have a solution where you can breathe underwater. I've got that covered. I also have a solution for swimming too.
So 3 cons and 1 pro. Well, I would love to see Barovesi.
Well, even if Adeline doesn't go there, I think, maybe in
One
like a
day I
month
would
or
love to.
so.
I do
Yeah.
think the
Well-
eel is a big.
Yes.
Big
We
issue.
do not know the location of the eel. We can ask
I.
Adeline.
Mm,
Where
mm,
is this eel you sold your soul to?
Look,
I
Olive's. Yes,
know
go
some
on.
old buildings that we could lure her
Oh,
to.
you
Maybe,
s-
And you think she's
I'm not
likely to fall
lure.
for that?
but if we give her an address, maybe. What do you think?
Well, but if we're listing the pros and cons of going into the ocean, the pros and cons of this meeting in general, even if she shows up, she could just kill us.
What do we want to get out of this? We can talk to her through sending.
I just think we want to know
what the
what
fuck
her
she's doing?
problem
Yeah.
is. Like, yeah. And if she
Adeline,
doesn't give it to
What's
us,
your damage?
Hit send.
That's it.
Opposed to meeting up with her, but I don't know. Maybe it was because we ruined her night at the ball, but she seemed really reluctant to tell us what was going
Yeah.
on that night.
We want to ask what her goals are here.
yeah, I think that's
Why would she answer? Why would she tell us the truth?
Exactly. She has no
What?
obligation to.
what. Maybe she as what it doesn't hurt to ask. That is, I feel like we
Doesn't
can.
hurt. I feel like we need to. We
It
need to
could
think of
hurt.
something we can give her. Me.
No. Last thing. Me.
No. She does
Not
want.
me.
Well, she does want powerful magical people.
Oh God.
But we're
But
not
if
giving
I
you to
message
her.
her, she's gonna know that I know who she is, so I'm obviously not a good guy.
In her eyes.
You're her bad guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think.
Well, wait a minute. She probably already knows this, and I don't know if this would be much of an incentive. She's looking for powerful magical people, and you suspect, or at least have some inkling, that Fresk has magic amplifying capabilities. What if we get our claws on some Fresk and then tempt her with that for our little
So
meeting?
I did. Okay, I probably should have shared this with you, but some of Fresk's side effects are quite drastic. Like I said, organ failure is one of them.
Well, then she's out of our.
What if we just inject her with a bunch of Fresk? What if
Ooh.
How
we
exactly do you
get
How
her
are
in
we
a vulnerable
thinking?
position and dump 5 vials of Fresk in her mouth? Nobody could survive that.
But
Wait,
how are we
wait, no one could
Okay.
survive that for
getting
long.
her in that
But
position?
also, for that instant, she would be incredibly powerful, and I doubt any of us would make it out of there alive.
Yeah, that's.
If we were gonna do something like that, I think it
Yeah.
would be more. Yes, go on.
Well, okay. So I have the capabilities currently, but I have a spell in the works where I could potentially hold someone in some kind of stasis for. I can do it now, but it's for a few seconds. But if I could hold her for a little bit while it goes through her body, it's kind of like paralysis.
But like Kaya said, she'll have unimaginable power and strength. If we were gonna poison her with Fresk, I think it would be maybe not wiser, but easier for us to live if we like slipped it into her food or something like that while she was
Would
at
we
the
be able to get
palace.
to that lodge of in a mountain? What if we did it at the Sky Palace? And
You want
she's
to bring...
We're not
I,
bringing.
listen to me, listen. I'm getting there. So we invite her up here. We're like, look at this powerful magic. We have Alteris on our side. We pump her full of Fresk. Then we throw her off.
I
During
haven't.
during the fall, she will be going through her powerful phase. What she's going to attack if she's falling through the middle of the air?
I
What if she
haven't.
suddenly is
And then-
capable of flight or some shit like that? Yes.
Okay.
The car.
Okay, we not. Okay, now that we're reasoning this out, maybe Adeline is not the path to go. But I would hope if we could also lure my mother out, that maybe there could be some reasoning in that.
The Queen.
Contact with your mother.
Yeah, maybe send message to her, hoping to make a meeting.
I feel like we should still take many precautions.
Well, yes, but out of the people left in the castle, I trust she's one, and that list is growing small quickly.
Okay. Out of character, did Nakari mention the half orc they were looking for, or did they just talk to Ozzy about that? I don't know if they shared that with us.
I remember, yeah, no.
Okay,
I think
never
I just
mind, sorry.
Yeah. No, all good.
Then I could send a message to her, that could happen.
Now that you're talking about that, we'll talk later. Yeah, that might be our best bet.
Do you want to send a message to the Queen then instead? I'm fine with that.
And start a line of dialogue there at least.
What if the Queen is under some kind of guilement as well?
I don't.
Then she won't come. That's the worst case, but it's not as
Well,
dangerous as...
That's not true. What if she does come and she's under the control of
Yeah.
Arnie's sister?
I would
Well, I
hope
think-
my father wouldn't let that happen, but
If they're both
Mm.
affected,
Did you
then it's a
ask your
perfect
brother? If your mother was under some
as
kind
I
of...
say, yeah, I'll go talk to.
I mean,
Auntie
I believe when you last talked, you know, at least the king, he's not necessarily like under her control,
no,
but
but
like,
he's
like wrapped around,
wrapped around her finger. Yeah,
So it's like
he's-
it feels like instead of more of like a magical thing, it feels like maybe they
It's
came
just
to an
like a
agreement or
power
something like
thing,
that.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Mhm. But I mean, I don't know about the queen, so I'll go ask Ozzy.
okay.
Hey, was it? Sorry, weird question out of the blue. Did Adeline do anything to mom and dad? Like
I
she did to
mean-
you?
Mum's a bit quiet, so she has. I don't. As far as I'm aware, she hasn't
Well,
really,
yeah, she's always been.
really done anything. I mean,
Because we were just talking.
I don't think Annie's sister really trusted me. So
Would you be okay or want to be around if we perhaps set up a meeting with mom out of the castle somewhere?
I mean, if it's to convince her of something, I'm sure like if we're both there, it could help more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We might send message to her tonight and see what happens. So I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Go back. Yeah, I think the queen's our best bet. Ozzy thinks she's clean in a sense, so.
Then
So what are we
can
gonna
pot-
say? Dear
Um,
Queen.
Well, let. No, it's not.
What if we... It's a waste of a couple of words, but what if we say something... We don't have to use all these words, but something to the effect of, this message is on behalf of Nakari, on
Yeah.
behalf of you,
Behalf,
and then
well, it's
include
not
the
behalf of
actual...
both of us.
We don't have to set up the whole meeting
Ozzy.
today. This could just be like an introduction.
Yes.
Something
What do you
like,
say? On behalf of your kids, that's 4 words. Oh wait, no. On
That's
behalf
5.
of your kids, that's 5 words. We want to meet with you to discuss the future
Of your
Too
kingdom.
vague, I feel.
of your
Yeah.
kingdom.
Yeah.
When and where? I think that's less than 25. I don't know.
Don't come alone.
Not come alone.
Hey, you
wait,
guys
let's-
sounded real convincing.
Well,
Okay,
not
okay.
maybe.
On behalf
think-
of your kids,
On behalf of Osmir and Nakari. That's 6, so that's only an extra.
you have to put your
would-
names. Can we just say your kids?
I think it'd be better if we say our names, so it's
More
not
convincing.
just vaguely your kids. We would like to meet with you without other eyes. We should get to that. When and where can this happen? I think that leaves 3.
You'll have to repeat that again for me. Sorry.
Okay.
But
On behalf of Nakari and Osmir, we would like to meet with you without other eyes. When and where can this happen?
And you have 3 extra words to do your own flair.
oh, that's I don't want to include my name because what if Adeline finds out? But like,
Yeah, no, just on behalf of, I think we'll.
okay. What was it again?
On behalf of
On behalf of
Nakari and Osmir,
Makari and Osmia,
we would like to meet with you
we would like to meet with you
without other eyes.
without other eyes.
When and where can this happen?
When and where can this happen?
You have
Please
3
be
words.
safe.
Like that.
Okay. You don't get a response.
not.
He's dead. It's
No,
another fake.
unfortunately, she did not respond to me.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Well, we tried.
We did.
What if
That
tomorrow
counts for
night,
something.
just for shits and giggles, we message Adeline too and just ask her what her deal is?
I mean, I think that'd be fun too.
But we
If
do
I
it
take
every-
a short rest, give me like 30 minutes to an hour, I can send
Do
once
it, do
more.
it, do
Isn't
it.
it like the middle of the night?
Maybe in the morning we can.
Yeah, but it wakes.
Like, we have
Wouldn't
one
you
more
like to
tonight.
wake? Yeah, it will wake her up. Wouldn't you like to wake her up in the middle of her sleep?
Sure, yes.
Sure.
Let's disturb her.
I can
I'll
say
go
something
let Oz
really
know
just
that she
like,
didn't respond.
what's your
as
fucking
waiting.
damage?
Yeah, just ask her what the fuck is up.
Yeah, ask her what
why
her...
she's acting like a little bitch.
Okay.
Well, okay, maybe don't provoke her in that sense.
Well, she doesn't know
Sorry.
it's me.
But
Well,
still,
if you say that, she'll definitely know.
Wait, Arnie, do you know if your sister had any allies back in your old kingdom? Or old friends, maybe? Someone
Friends?
could pretend to be.
Friends? Not really. She's really busy preparing to be, future queen and all that.
As I
I mean,
pose as your uncle.
I mean,
that-
Uncle.
What about your brother?
Well,
Do
he
you know if
is
he's-
dead.
That's parts of the fun. Don't you think? Imagine you kill your whole family. You
You know
already know
what?
your sister survived and your brother's back from the dead. That I feel like
You
that
know
will
what?
cause
You
some.
should. Hold on a second, and I'll remember his name.
Sorry, I know it's traumatic. I'll give you a second. But
Arnie
did you have
hasn't
a
had the
nickname for
scheduled
her?
cry today.
Or did you do that underwater?
Do what? Oh, cry underwater? Yes, you're right. My tears flooded in. His name is Averin.
Okay. Okay. Can I just add my what did he sound like?
I don't know. I guess my brother. His voice was, I don't know, like rather like smooth and monotone. I guess.
Okay, I'll try my
Just do
best.
your
Okay.
best.
What do I? Okay. Do I just try my? Do I just go for it?
Yeah, just say this is
Yeah.
aberrant. Why are you
Do you guys
tormenting
have a
us?
nickname for her?
For Adeline? I mean, they call her Addie sometimes, yeah. If you say that, she'll definitely be freaked out. No one else calls her
Okay.
that.
So I'll be like, why do you torment us?
Yeah, maybe
It-
not even say like who you are, just say, Addy, why do you torment us? All spooky
What
like.
else? Okay, what else?
Why?
Okay, why do you torment us?
Was
What else?
the blood on your hands worth it?
Let us rest.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's.
Oh boy.
Okay. 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 So I'm not saying that it's from Averon, right?
Yeah, just say Addie. Just
Okay.
start the message with Addie, and she'll
Okay.
understand.
Okay. What? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna cast. Oh, I have to take a short rest.
Yeah, short
And I'll
rest,
use
and
my
then-
recovery to get another 3rd level. I'll cast. Harry, Harry, Harry. Why do you torment us so? Was the blood on your hands worth it? Ah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. And there's silence for a moment. Or like you hear it, like almost like like almost like a little laugh. She just goes, "Where are you?"
She can't detect us.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
That's what you
Okay.
get.
That's
So
right.
I don't think she fell for it.
I don't know about that.
She just asked. She
Very
did like one of
convincing.
those cocky laughs, and, and she asked, "Where are you?" So I'm assuming she knows it's us.
Probably.
Yeah.
A shame.
We need to work on your acting abilities there, friend.
Yeah, maybe
I
It's
don't-
really good.
do it again.
Thank you, Ani. I don't know about you guys, but I am tired.
Same.
So, before we go to bed, I just want to iron out what our next objective is. What are we working towards? My personal ventures have hit a bit of a dead end. So, you have me to help you.
We already spoke with Connie. I don't think that's going to
Yeah.
advance for a little while.
Unless-
Maybe
so maybe Fresk is our best move.
Rusk. It would
maybe
give
pursue.
us. If I could just get my hands on some, it would at least keep us busy here. I could ask for your help with the research.
I could hunt around maybe tomorrow.
I mean, how about this? I can show you all the locations I found on my solo excursion, and one of you can get some fresk of your own, and maybe the rest of us break in, knock around some heads.
Or we could
Alright.
just buy some. I mean, I'd want
I'll
to be
spend my
messing with
goals
too
on
many
it.
people in the dark. That's a bad move.
Ah, come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
My sense of not wanting to get killed is a little bit higher than my sense of adventure.
We'll have to work on that.
I think I'm good where I am.
Question. Perhaps this is a really terrible idea. The dark is like full of criminals, right?
That's a
Essentially.
generalization.
I don't mean
Well-
to generalize. I'm just asking, like, do criminals walk around freely in the dark?
Yeah, but there are also like disenfranchised people.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is, if I go down there, and as myself, will I get like the guards called on me?
No, you're more likely to get kidnapped and sold for ransom. So
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I will say it is a place that no one's gonna look twice at you if you're wearing a hood. So
I've been multiple times and they seem to be fine with me.
Well, my only idea is if I strolled up in there all top, like, I'm Arnie and I killed my
Yeah.
family.
No,
yeah, no, that would end so
no,
poorly.
if there's a bounty on your head, I don't think that's gonna go well.
Like, truly, I can't think of a worse idea.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's pursue Fresk, and hopefully we'll be able to get a meeting with Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Pursuing Fresk in the morning.
Good to
Sure.
me.
Okay, quick question before we go to sleep. Erin, did you still want to go talk to Alteris? Because you didn't get a chance to do that earlier.
No, we talked about it, but I think it moved on. I
I think
do
you mean Terry.
I mean,
want to talk to Arnie quickly, but that can just happen. So
okay, you can talk
if
to
they
Annie.
say so. Yeah, just as we're like getting ready for bed, I'll just a lot's been happening. Are you good? I think we.
Yeah, I'm good. The more we talk about it, the less shock it is. I mean, it still hurts, of course, but
Yeah, I just. But sometimes it's good to talk about it just to get it out. I think so. I just wanted to check in.
very sweet of you.
Take
Are
my
y- are
place
you-
on the chair. I'm sorry.
You know you can sleep in the bed, right?
Well, I
You
mean,
don't
it
have to sleep in that
It
chair.
feels a bit different now, so I just wanted to make sure you're comfortable.
I'm perfectly fine. If it makes you uncomfortable, we can
Oh, no, I'm
put like
fine.
a line of pillows
it's
between us or
fine.
something.
For the bed, I guess.
Oh, are you okay with everything
Oh.
that's been happening?
I mean, it's a lot, but it's good, I think. Kai was
Mhm.
asking, and I think being able to confront my dad for the first time in a while felt good. So I'm doing better.
Glad. The message to Mother, she didn't respond, but maybe if we send her an actual letter? She might not respond then either, but
Yeah, well, I got a good response out of my father. Oh, yes, that letter I sent to the princess, I was egging on my father, so and he responded, so maybe I'll write something up.
yeah. All right.
And unless anyone wants to do anything else, you all eventually go to sleep. Yeah, I've had that. Okay,
Where's
that's
the
good.
dab?
No, that's how I sleep.
Oh, that's how Boom sleeps?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I think that's a
I'm
good
not sharing a
point
room.
to end stream. Because and end the session, because otherwise we'll go probably over, so
Yeah.
Play all night.
we've got a good plan for next
Yes,
session.
we're gonna go do more illegal things.
Yay!
I mean, at this point, when you wanted by them anyway, why not just do more? Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's what they say. If you've done one crime, do them all.